Welcome to the Emerging Literacy training video. Video 2, Phonological Awareness. In this video, we will explore the resources available to support the development of phonological awareness. For this video, you will need, if you're using this for collegiate training, the Phonological Awareness Continuum should be downloaded from the Highland Literacy blog and cut up in advance. You will also need a copy of the Phonological Awareness screen and picture booklet.
Phonological awareness is one of the 4 key components that underlie literacy. Phonological awareness refers to the ability for children to be able to hear and manipulate sounds within spoken words. This is a separate skill set from phonics, although the two terms can be easily confused. In Highland, we have created 4 developmental continuums that reflect each of the 4 key areas for literacy development. In this video, we will further explore phonological awareness continuum and its development for children in early primary school. As phonological awareness is a complex process and covers many steps, it is anticipated that when children start primary 1, they won't be fully competent in all areas of the phonological awareness continuum. In this video, we will explore some of the materials that are available within Highland to support phonological awareness teaching within the classroom.
If using this video as part of a collegiate session, you should now use the cut-up segments of the phonological awareness continuum to build a progression of skills in the order in which you think they are developed. You should now pause the video. Now that you've had time, individually or within a small group, to build your own phonological awareness continuum, we are now going to explore Highland's phonological awareness continuum in more depth.
In Highland, we have created a developmental continuum for phonological awareness. You will see that each skill is built upon an earlier skill, and as children progress through the phonological awareness continuum, they will continue to develop skills in later and more complex areas. We have placed the phonological awareness skills into a linear format, but care should be taken to understand that not all development is linear, and children will continue to go back and refine the earlier skills as they develop some of those later skills, and for some children they will jump over different sections, so it's important to consider each child as an individual within the phonological awareness continuum framework. So we're now going to explore the phonological awareness continuum in a bit more detail. The first section covers listening and attention. Listening and attention being the fundamental skills required for children to be able to start to hear and identify differences in spoken speech. Listening and attention is in itself developmental in nature, and it is important to consider where each child's abilities lie in terms of their listening and attention development. Auditory discrimination refers to the ability to be able to hear differences between a range of sounds, and we would start normally by hearing differences between non-speech sounds. So, for example, exploring musical instruments or environmental noises. Visual and auditory memory is really important for phonological awareness, and that refers to the ability for a child to be able to hold information in their memory so that they can start to work and process that information. Word boundaries is the ability to hear where one word ends and the next begins. Rhyme awareness and detection is the ability to hear if 2 words rhyme and sound the same at the end. It's important to consider that this is a spoken language task and not a written task. Syllable blending refers to the ability for children to be able to blend parts of a word together to form one spoken word. Syllable detection refers to the ability for children to be able to break words into syllables. Don't forget that this is a spoken language task and not a written task. Rhyme production refers to the ability for the child to produce spoken words that rhyme with one that was already provided by an adult. Onset rhyme is the ability to split words into their onset and their rhyme. Onset is all the sounds before the first vowel, and the rhyme is all the rest of the word. An example of this would be k, at, and sn, ache. Phoneme discrimination is being able to hear individual sounds within a word. Alliteration detection is being able to isolate the first sound at the beginning of a word. It also covers being able to recognise that two or more words begin with the same sound, and for more able children, being able to produce words that begin with the same sound. Phoneme blending is being able to blend individual sounds to form a word, for example, k, a, t, cat. Phoneme segmentation is being able to hear and segment the individual sounds within a word, for example, cat, k, a, t.
It is recommended that when schools develop phonological awareness, they also develop their phonics programme alongside this, being mindful that the skills towards the end of the continuum, such as phoneme discrimination, alliteration detection, phoneme blending, and phoneme segmentation, are the effective foundation skills to which phonics programmes should be built upon.
In Highland, we have developed a quick phonological awareness screening tool so you can work out where your children lie in terms of the phonological awareness continuum. This is designed for school-aged children and should be used when children start primary 1 and onwards.
At this point, you should now take the opportunity to familiarise yourself with the phonological awareness screening tool and accompanying picture booklet. You should now pause the video.
In Highland, it is recommended that you use the phonological awareness screen at the beginning of primary 1 so you get a better idea of where the skills lie for your current cohort. You can then place your assessment results on this simple tracking tool which covers the 12 steps of the phonological awareness continuum. The tracking tool allows you to look at the data from your whole class and also individually. If you look vertically across the tracking tool, you can see the cohort gaps in skill level for your whole class. If you then take the rows horizontally, you can look at the individual level of skill and plan for those children accordingly.
Whilst the assessment is recommended on entry to P1, or to identify if a child does not yet have secure phonological awareness skills, it is recommended that after a period of direct instruction, you can then use that part of the assessment to assess whether or not the particular phonological awareness skill is secure. This information can then be updated on the tracker, using this as an ongoing working document to inform your learning and teaching. All of the support resources can be found on www.highlandliteracy.com. On accessing the website, you will see different tabs. The tab we are going to focus on is the Emerging Literacy tab, as highlighted. By clicking the Emerging Literacy tab, you will access this landing page. You can see that this page is separated into the different skill groups required for development for emerging literacy. After you have clicked the phonological awareness icon, you will be able to access the phonological awareness page of the Highland Literacy blog. On this page, you will find the phonological awareness continuum, the phonological awareness assessment and accompanying picture booklet, both in English and in Gaelic medium, and the phonological awareness tracker. As you scroll down the Phonological Awareness page, you will also see each of the sections of the Phonological Awareness Continuum. If you click each of these sections, you will be presented with a number of different classroom resources that you can use to support your learning and teaching of that skill. We will now show you what sits behind the word boundaries section of Phonological Awareness. By clicking Word Boundaries, as shown, is a handout which can be used by practitioners, but also shared with families to support the development of that skill. These strategies can be used on an individual, small group, or whole class level. Whilst practitioners have found downloading each of the activities and creating resource boxes useful, for the most up-to-date activities within Phonological Awareness, please access the Highland Literacy blog. You have now reached the end of this video. Please proceed to video 3, Oral